pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HVRL Maverick Cup Series live from the Milwaukee Fairground, or the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or just outside of it, at the historic Milwaukee Mile. So glad you're joining us here tonight for JTN's coverage of the Maverick Cup Series. It is hashtag Maverick Night in America. Make sure you spam that in chat. As always, my name is JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, my co-hostess with the mostest, the one-time racer, part-time commentator, full-time here at JTN behind the scenes, the one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome back to the JTN booth, buddy.
Joe, it's great to be back here tonight for a great night of racing here with the Maverick Cup Series. Should be a fun one here from the Milwaukee Mile.
Huh. Al, you got?
I mean,
it's good. It's just fantastic race tonight. Like, that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. Folks, this is always is your Auto Sim 2 race preview, of course, with all the normal awkwardness that you can get in Auto Sim 2 because it's the premier text-based motorsports simulation game on the market. Again, go check it out, Auto Sim 2. You can also find links to the Discord on the Steam page as well as on the trailer and game overview video that are right here on the main JTN YouTube channel. Again, that's Auto Sim 2. It's available now on Steam for $9.99. Go check it out. We're going to go for 125 laps here tonight, 125 miles. But, Ricky, that is not the whole story with this historic racetrack.
Yeah, Joe, that's not the whole story indeed. Milwaukee is a tough one here. A big 1 mile track, which sounds weird to be saying big, but it really does seem bigger than it actually is. 1 mile here, high speeds, and very flat, long, sweeping turns. Takes a lot of tire out of the car to run a lot of laps here. Got a lot of laps tonight that these guys are going to have to run. They have to make sure they're managing their stuff, make sure that car is handling right, make sure it's not too loose. That's going to be a big thing here. Cold tires. Those cars are going to be really loose on these starts. And you're going to have to figure out ways to get people on by because it's a very one-lane racetrack. You can use that second line, but it doesn't really give you a whole ton to work with.
And watching Tate Dorsey trying to work around Xavier Brown here in practice, and you're seeing just how much of an issue the 6 is having trying to get around this 30 car. Of course, Xavier in the new Dark Horse Mustang. You see Roger Nebelsack going to make it 3 wide. He'll go tumbling into that inside barrier, and Dorsey finally makes the pass again here at opening practice of the evening. Just going to show you how tough it is to make these passes for position. I mean, Ricky, you said it there, right? This track, it's deceptively large. Only a mile, right? You can see the whole racetrack pretty easily from the grandstands or up from our broadcast position. But these straightaways, they feel like they are forever. The corners are long and sweeping. It's a deceptively long racetrack.
It is definitely a deceptively long racetrack and a fun track.
Oh, fun track.
Fun track. And should be a fun race here tonight. These guys definitely going to be given a good challenge, little workout. But Joe, what are you looking for now? What do you think if you were out there right now in the JTN car? What would you be looking for right now in this practice session? What are you getting ready for within this race?
Do I have to wrap the bottom? That's my question that I'm trying to answer for myself. Do I have to get my left side tires all the way down there on that white line? Do I need to be in that darker asphalt area? Or can I do what Tom Moose is doing here, getting around Jason Danny on the outside? Is there some grip higher up the racetrack that I could use to my advantage? I think that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. It's fixed setup, as we know here each and every Tuesday night. But can I navigate some different grooves out there on the racetrack to kind of help myself throughout this race here tonight? That's what you're seeing Musa doing right now. He's hugging the wall here in turns 1 and 2. And Xavier, good to see you back, buddy, on the wheel of the 30 car.
Have fun, Joe.
Always.
I don't think he didn't sound convinced. Convincing.
I didn't sound convincing.
Convincing.
All right. I don't quite take that too fondly.
Okay, it's good.
ETUs. They just did something. I don't know what they did. They did something. 19 new entry, Derek Hauser. Here tonight, Baja Blast Dodge. Ale Cruz there in the 13. Happy Camper IPA car. Drink responsibly. Are you an IPA guy?
I'm getting around to it. I'm starting to like it.
I'm a cheap guy, if I'm being honest, so.
A what?
Cheap guy.
You're a cheap guy?
Yeah. Congrats, Xavier, on that Autotech certificate. Kate says if he wrecks Keith, it's because his throttle hung. So, just for folks out there, the rivalry does continue between the 82 and the 6. Yeah, I love a good rivalry. What's your favorite NASCAR rivalry, Ricky?
Make
it PG.
Jeff Gordon in the Slow Ravages of Time. I'm kidding. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, some.
Mine was Dale Earnhardt in the Daytona 500.
What, rivalry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's a good one.
Took him all those years to win, you know?
Yeah.
Are there dogs in here?
No, that might be a dog of my location. Which is funny that you can hear him because with my headphones on here, I cannot
Your
hear
clothes
that.
bat.
Woof!
Did you
He's
take
all
one
stirred
off?
up. He's all revved up.
He's revved up. He's ready to go racing. All right, so while we're kind of waiting through here in practice, if anyone at home has questions for us, we'd love to answer them here in the booth. Yeah, you can ask us anything. Can't promise we'll answer it, but you can ask us anything. That's your right. Ricky, should I buy a Dodge Dart?
How many miles?
How many miles did this one have? Ooh, it's 165,000. Manual trans. Oh.
No.
Assuming you're not a Chevy Cruze guy either.
I mean, if you get with low enough miles, just don't want to. Chevy Cruze will probably hold out better on you.
Got a Honda Accord Coupe. I didn't realize until a few years ago they still make Honda Accords. Two-door Accords.
I think they stopped making them, actually.
Well, they made them recently enough that I can buy one. It doesn't look like garbage. How about a Monte Carlo? An early 2000s Monte Carlo.
Yes.
I knew that one would get you. Fork. Watch Roger Neville's like do some laps here again. Just waiting for practice to come to its conclusion here tonight. Saw a thrilling finish last week between Todd Wilson and Zach Rogers. Neither of them are here tonight. You can check out the short of that available on our YouTube, as well as on our TikTok, I believe. Ricky, you just vibing?
I was vibing.
You got any good state fair food here?
Hamburger.
Got hamburger. You put cheese curds on your hamburger?
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, cheese curds are good. That is the delicacy of Wisconsin. It's the cheese curd. And apparently they didn't like us talking about cheese curds because we're going to qualifying. So while drivers are out there on track, laying down some hot laps, let's get a word with our friends from AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. And again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. And it's AutoSim 2. It's now available on Steam for $9.99. Qualifying results going to start to scroll across the top of your screens at home. We await those. Roger Nebelsack right now in the provisional poll, 28,992. See the rest of the field there behind him. See a wide spread of lap times. Full crowd here for practice and qualifying. Like those grandstands to just get a few more people in them. Leading up to the race here tonight. And in for a good one after 125 laps here. 125 miles from, do the math, the Milwaukee Mile. Oldest racetrack in the country. We might just be in for a barn burner here tonight.
It should be one indeed, Joe.
A barn burner?
Yeah, barn burner.
You ever burn a barn?
No, that's arson.
Not if you're like, can do it.
Okay.
That sentence, I'm thinking back, that sentence didn't make sense. You ever just say things and you're just like, what did I say? You ever do that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Well, Joe, it looks like qualifying is all set here.
Well, Ricky, it looks like
lineup. You want me to read it? I don't know if you want me to read it, though.
Ricky, don't take my job, okay?
All right.
Folks, it looks like qualifying has concluded. Ricky, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe. For tonight's race here at the Milwaukee Mile, we're going to be having 12 cars starting tonight's event, and sitting on a pole time of 28.775 seconds is going to be the 04 car of Mr. Tom Musa. Joining him on the front row outside position is going to be Keith Hughes in the 82 car. Roger Nebelsack in the 23 machine will be starting for the third spot. Xavier Brown in the 30 will be starting for the fourth spot. Car number 35, piloted by Mike Carroll, will be starting in the fifth position. 19 car in spot number 6 is going to go to Derek Hauser tonight. Jason Dady in the 51 will be starting for the 7th spot. 8th spot is car number 7, just to make it confusing, of James Sykes. In spot number 9 is going to be the 13 machine piloted by Samuel Cruz. Last car ticket time in qualifying. Rest of the field picked on a random draw. 27 car of Mark Snyder. Starting in the 11th spot is going to be the 22 car of Benjamin Snyder. And rounding out the field tonight in spot number 12 is going to be car number 6 of Tate Dorsey. And that's going to be your starting lineup for tonight's race here at the Milwaukee Mile. Joe, 12 cars here. Not a lot of cars here. It's going to be a small field tonight. Going to be a very, very intimate racing, I guess.
Intimate racing.
Intimate racing.
I like it. Hashtag Maverick Night in America, folks. Couple notes about starting lineup here tonight. Hauser in the number 19, I believe, making his series debut. See that Baja Blast Charger right there. Keith Hughes looking to rebound after struggles last week. I believe he lost fourth gear at some point in the race, so they are looking to rectify a poor finish 1 week ago. This is the first race in Maverick Cup Series history to not have an international driver, so a driver from born outside of the United States. And, yeah. I think those are all the notes I have here. Might be Tom Musa's first pole of the year, too. But that one I couldn't tell you for sure. Off the top of my head. Again, just waiting for happy hour to run its course here. From Milwaukee. Again, this is JTN's coverage of the Maverick Cup Series. Make sure if you haven't already, click the like button, follow, subscribe. Watch us each and every week. We can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning in here to JTN. It's always a pleasure to call these races for you. Always like to see people in chat. Speaking of, Tate Dorsey, Xavier Brown Racing, Keith Hughes, Jason Awesome Gaming, Ali Sarah, all tuning in. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's feature presentation of the Maverick Cup Series. Happy hour is complete. Dodge Charger safety car. You got like a kennel there, Ricky?
Yeah, you got a whole kennel.
Dodge Charger safety car on pit lane for a sold-out crowd. We wait the command to get engines fired here from Milwaukee. There we go.
Are you ready for a fun night of racing, Joe?
Always. My name's on the building.
Drivers, start your engine!
So the field will roll off behind our safety car. It's going to be Tom Musa. Lining up on pole. Getting a time of 28.775 seconds. Keith Hughes to his outside. Roger Neville second. Xavier Brown on row number 2. Row 3 is Mike Carroll. And again, Derek Hauser in the 19. Jason Dady and James Sykes roll off on row number 4. Row 5 is the 13 of Samuel Cruz. And the 27 of Mark Snyder. Rounding out your field of 12 here on row 6 is going to be the 22 of Benjamin Snyder and the 6 of Tate Dorsey. Pace car leads the field around turns 3 and 4. Fans are on their feet. Tom Musa with control for the start. He'll look to continue a string of good runs here tonight from Milwaukee. Musa with control. Flagman with flag in hand, and we're underway here from the Milwaukee Mile for the Maverick Cup Series, race 12 of the season.
Keith Hughes gets a great start here, Joe. We already got Mark Snyder in the outside wall, just up in that wall. Everyone gets on by without issue. We continue on.
James Sykes starting on pit lane tonight in the number 7. A lot of these cars taking a high line. See Xavier Brown already trying to challenge for the second position. Look to the inside of Tom Musa. Didn't have anything going. He'll get back in the line. Lap 1, though, goes to Keith Hughes.
Ooh, the 6 of Tate Dorsey gets into the outside wall, too, Joe.
Dorsey in the wall. Here comes Cruz and Snyder. They're going to be side by side to make contact.
Cruz gonna hang on to it. What a save by the 13-car Cruz. They're roughing each other up here, Joe. Xavier Brown got in the 04. Tom Musa actually gave him a bump and run.
Xavier Brown makes the pass for second. Musa won't be happy. Behind them, Mike Carroll looking for fourth. He'll get by Roger Nebelsack for the spot.
Joe, they're really throwing it in deeper into the turn, I've noticed, to make that make the car rotate.
Here comes Musa looking back to the inside of Brown for second. Big move here into 3. The 04 washes up the hill, gets back on the gas, stands on it. In fact, is Xavier Brown going to look for a crossover here down the front straightaway. You can see the difference in line. The 04 willing to get all the way down there on that white line. The 30, half a car width up. or car and a half width up off that line. Tate Dorsey trying to find a way around Jason Dady.
Oh, Brown gets back on the back bumper of Tom Musa there.
Xavier Brown just keeps bumping Musa out of the way. I don't think Tom's going to take that too kindly.
I don't think so either, as he's getting back around on the inside.
Folks, ooh, we sent it in that time. Was that a little, was that the frustration maybe boiling over a little bit, Ricky?
I don't know, maybe.
Field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Keith Hughes has the lead and is running away in the number 82. Like Carroll misses turn number 1. It's going to allow Roger Nebelsack to move to his inside. As here comes Musa back by the 30 of Brown. Mark Snyder there in the 27, going to throw a wrench in the plans.
Wide. William Nebelsack up the middle.
Nebelsack gets by Carroll. Now here comes Musa back on by Xavier Brown.
Joe,
I don't know.
I think I'm eating crow a little bit here. I was like, oh, only one line. I'll be going for that bottom. I guess you guys said it too, but I definitely said it into they're 3 wide of Milwaukee Mile.
They are. Lord knows why, but they're doing it. Again, kind of watching this battle. This is 2nd through 5th. This is the battle now for 3rd. Roger Nebelsack trying to find a way around Xavier Brown. Brown tried to block there down the front straightaway. I think Roger kind of concedes the move.
Jason Dady slow on the front straightaway. Oh, that car's blowing up, Joe. 51 is.
Oh, no.
That's very unfortunate for the 51 team of Dady.
But it's the Keith Hughes show. Keith showing the way out in front in that Mountain Ops Honda Accord. Tom Musa now has a solid grasp on 2nd. Roger Nebelsack getting into the inside of Xavier Brown. He'll take over 3rd. Mike Carroll has kind of lost some time to those two.
Oh, the 6 gets to the back of the 19. Hauser just a little bit, but Tate Dorsey keeps it straight. Hauser keeps it straight. They keep going.
19 starting to struggle as the tires are starting to be worked in. I think Tate's going to have a good run here off the corner. Hauser there in the 19 going to lose that spot to the 6 of Tate Dorsey. Now, put him back into the 8th position. As Tate goes on by. Back up to the battle for 3rd, though, Xavier Brown's trying to close back in on Roger Nebelsack.
The only close battle on the track at the moment. Everyone kind of gone for a scatter. The 35 of Carroll, though, really throwing it deep, trying to see if he can find something by arcing it up top. You see the 30 get to the inside of the 23 there. Nebelsack can't make the pass, so here comes the 35 on the bottom. Keith Hughes still leading here, lap 13 and 125 at tonight's event. Half a minute lap time, 30 seconds, still running around 29 actually right now, even on old rubber. So these guys putting a good pace here early on, Joe.
Finding a good pace indeed. Tom Musa trying to get by lap traffic. That's Benjamin Snyder in this 22 Race Gear Merch Kia. Oh, Ben got the wall. They're going to make some contact.
So clears him.
Mark Snyder slow on the apron.
Oh, Mike Snyder spins it on the apron.
Well, that's no good. Gonna wait for a good place to back that car up a little bit. Back going straight.
Keith Hughes still leading Tom Musa in the second spot. Third spot currently belongs to Roger Nebelsack, who's starting to catch up on the 22 car, lap car of Ben Snyder, trying to get on by him.
We'll watch Roger try to navigate the lap traffic here. Oh, sorry, Jason. It was a report that 51 has retired after the engine let go. Xavier Brown will be the next car trying to get by the 22 of Benjamin Snyder. But it's the Keith Hughes show, Ricky, and we're just living it. We're just watching it.
But he's got to go around here. Keith Hughes still leading. Mark Snyder spinning around in turn number 1 here. On the apron's got it rolling again, so should be able to keep it straight. Keith Hughes comes on by. Oh, Ben Snyder gets into the 27. They keep it straight, though.
Mark's coming back down
pit road. Keith Hughes put out a fantastic pace right now. Right now, it's got it to a 1.5 second lead. Tom Musa. Tom Musa keeping in touch, though, with their leader. Actually ran a better best lap the first stint in the race at 29.053 compared to
Ricky, we got cars in the wall.
29.155. So I think if you give Tom Musa some fresh tires, he'll be fast out there. But he actually put down a quick lap last time, 29.532 for our leader here, and then 22.290 for Musa. So, and as I'm talking about that, Keith Hughes getting hung up behind the 19 car of Hauser. So I think Keith is starting to, not Keith, Keith is starting to kind of drop back to the 04 here. I think Musa's starting to reel him in. Yo, now do you know what the pit situation looks like? What the fuel window looks like right now?
Nope.
Joe?
I said no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
No. Sorry.
I didn't hear you.
You don't hear me most of the time anyways.
I was scared. Everything went silent. Oh, we had a little bit of a log jam here. Xavier Brown racing around 35 and the 22. Actually, Brown just got on by Carroll for the 4th position. So that just kind of flip-flopped between the two of them with Ben Snyder in the 9th spot, a lap down, kind of wedged between them.
22 is a little bit quicker than the 30 right now.
Yeah.
On like the middle of the corner. Oh.
Mike Carroll actually, he didn't grab
Mike
the
Carroll
wall.
hit the
but he
wall
definitely,
a
when he
couple
was
laps
racing the
ago.
30, what happened was they went to turn number 3, and it looks like Carroll overdrove the turn.
Yeah.
Got really up the track, almost got into the wall.
And Snyder with a big send makes contact.
There goes the 30, and he hangs on to it. How did he do that, Joe? Kept it off the wall.
What a
save for
save.
Xavier Brown.
What a save. There's a lot of grip in this racetrack, huh?
A little bit, I guess. And he's putting on a good race, and I ain't complaining. Mike
Musa.
Carroll looks like he's going to throw in the towel here, come down pit road. This is going to be the first of the lead lap cars come down onto pit road.
Well, 19 had just pit as well.
19, I don't believe was on. No, 19 was lap down.
Was he, or did he just go a lap down because he was
Let
pitting?
me see. No, yeah, he was a lap down when he pitted.
Okay.
He's actually 2 laps down now.
Okay. But Tom Musa has caught Keith Hughes. 100 laps to go here from Milwaukee. 100 miles left this evening.
Oh, the 6 of Tate Dorsey. Right in front of the leaders having car
Oh.
troubles.
Did he lose a tire?
Looks like it, Joe. Yeah, looks like he lost a tire. Actually, looks like he lost it coming off turn 2 and then just limped it through the back straightaway and end up in a turn 3 wall. But he was just limping around.
Here's a replay. I'm going to turn 1. You're going to see this car take off to the right. There it is. Oh. That was a few laps ago. Took him a
There's
while.
a 7 car of Sykes coming on down. Oh, the 30 of Xavier Brown is actually around in turn number 2 here.
Well, he's parked up next to the wall. Gotta be
Nice.
careful. Right in front of the Big Ten banner.
That's
stay
going to
green.
be disastrous for Xavier Brown with no caution, too. Oh, Joe, looks like he was racing the Ben Snyder in the 22 car, who was in the 8th spot, 2 laps down. Snyder got loose in the middle of the turn, wiggled up, and got into the 30 of Brown.
Oh? They're saying we should show a replay?
I think we should show a replay. I'll keep an eye out frontward here. These leaders really stretch out this run. I'm a little worried, Joe. Now that we've seen one car blow out a tire, I'm concerned about what you can actually do to blow out a tire here. But Tom Musa has just barely got that nose to the inside the 82 Keith Hughes here. Hughes going to use that outside line to kind of get the momentum though off turn and keep ahead of Tom Musa. But Musa had a good 10th of a lap faster than Keith Hughes last time by. So I think Musa's really been good on this long run.
Yeah, I was going to say, Keith was able to kind of drop the hammer there at the start when he got the lead. And hasn't looked back since. However, Musa maybe taking a more conservative approach. That 82's up the hill here in turn 1. Ooh, lap
Got into a
traffic.
weird spot with Mike Carroll there. It's a 6th spot. Ben Snyder twice out and got the wall, and Carroll was right behind him, was checking up for that. So they were all rolling slow right there when these guys hit that little log jam. This might actually bear better for Keith Hughes. Kind of gives him a gap, a little bit of a buffer car between him and the 04. Because now you got the 35 Mike Carroll right there.
I was going to say, Musa was the big loser there. He lost a lot of time to the 82 through that. These billboards do look very good. Good job.
Mike Carroll, I believe, came down and took tires, Joe. So Carroll's got fresher tires, and you can see he's already challenging this 82 for position.
Yeah.
"13 of Cruz has come down. Right now, it's just a question of when these leaders come down, but here comes Tom Musa again on that bottom. Keith Hughes going to try to use this outside line to get a run off the turn. Musa can't close the gap right there. Last time by, Musa was about 2/10 faster than the A2 Hughes, which obviously makes sense because he was fighting the 35 there. But now Musa going to try to follow that A2's footsteps to see if he can figure out what he's doing to get that run off the turn. I think Musa's faster everywhere on track, Joe, except for on the corner exit. And that's where Keith is able to
pull
defend.
back away. How is Musa gonna maybe try something different on this next run to keep that run off maybe a little bit more underneath him? Is there anything he can do?
Right now, I think the only thing he can do is get the upper edge at this, the upper hand on the 82 car here at pit stops. If he can get down there, get a faster pit stop, they'll easily put him ahead of that 82 if they come down the same cycle. Otherwise, I don't know. I guess now that he's in range of Hughes, a little less work. This first run, he definitely had to put in some legwork, put in some elbow grease there to catch this 82 car. Maybe he hurt his tires a little bit. Now he can kind of maintain them a little bit. There's a really log jammed up here in front of him. Hauser, the 35, and the 22, all getting very dicey with each other. Leaders all stuck behind this, too.
They're in the 22. Gotta be
Too
careful
wide by
not to...
2 wide, 35, and the 19 almost get together. Keith stays out. Ben Snyder gets off the wall, almost catches Keith Hughes there. 04 comes to the inside, 22 gets down a little bit. Musa gets on by Snyder. But now they're 3 wide right in front of him, Joe. 35, the 13, and the 19 all on top of each other.
This battle for position, too, between the 35 and the 13. The 19's 2 laps down.
The point is the leaders just say nuts to this. I'm pitting.
Cruz goes on by. Keith Hughes going to move to the inside of Hauser.
Here comes Hauser to the inside of the 82.
That's an SRT Charger, too. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Got a couple extra ponies under the hood.
A2 Keith Hughes still leading here with Tom Musa right in tow. You see that 19 though. Put up a good fight in the bottom. I think this 19 should have fresher tires. I'm pretty sure he's already pitted. I might be wrong on that though.
What's the price you have to pay if you're wrong?
Your accountability.
Dang.
So basically I win no matter what. Here comes the leaders back up on the 35 and the 27. Ben Snyder into the outside wall. Snyder gets it straight, but now he's going to catch Mike Carroll here on the 35 next.
Mark Snyder in the 27.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
Say Ben.
I thought that was Ben Snyder in the 27. I forgot he's in the
red.
22 right now.
Yeah, he's got
22. Snyder comes down. Xavier Brown from 4th position also coming down.
Like the rest of these other 3 leaders. You know, the big story is Roger Nebelsack in this 23. He's in 3rd, right? And kind of in his own little bubble right now. The 2 out in front there in their own zip code.
He has been. He's been staying in touch with them, too. I think he's been staying pretty close to their pace. I don't know if he's been completely on their pace, but like I said with the 04 of Musa, I think this first run with how much jockeying for positions, how much we saw these guys kind of going all over the place, as you see the 82, Keith Hughes coming down pit road. Some of these guys up front might have used up more of their stuff than they were might have done otherwise trying to get into these positions as 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I think this next run will really give us an idea of who's good on the long run, who's good on the short run. Is Keith Hughes getting into his pit box here? We'll see. I imagine Tom Musso would probably jump down this time.
And this means that these guys that have made it this far, they're going to be good on 2 stops. This stop, and there'll be one more stop here around lap 84, 85, if this thing goes green.
Mount Musa on pit road. I almost said Mom Tusa.
What?
Roger Nebelsack staying out this time, so Nebelsack will assume the lead as he goes on by the 82 to lap him a second time. Or a time. That might have been the first time he lapped him.
It was. I expect this 23 down this time. He's not going out there and let a lap, but
I think
he's gonna run it. I think he's gonna try to run it dry.
he's really gonna try to. Well, I mean, you gotta think about it in the scope of if we go green the whole way, give him some options on that last stop. Maybe put a little less fuel in it. Maybe have
Short
to spend
pit.
a little less time out there on those tires. You know, a few options on the table. Tom Musa coming off pit road here, so he is.
I think he lost a lot of time, didn't he?
Oh no, Joe!
Did he lose
There's
a
something
gear?
afoot. That car is running slow around here. I hear it hitting the chip.
Oh my goodness.
Joe, I think Tom Musa lost fourth gear.
There is no way.
Or maybe not. He's running in fourth gear now. I wonder if that's... Is that a mechanical? Is that a wheel issue? See, coming off the turn here. He gets on the throttle. He's not. He's rolling along 98. I'm not really sure what's going on. He's in fourth gear and he's moving along, Joe. So I guess by all accounts that should be in gear, unless that's in third gear right now. I'm being deceived. My 7 Mark Snyder gets a little loose there. But that is huge implications here for Tom Musa. Second place car all night, and now he is going a few laps down. This might be a night ender for him, depending on what that problem is. But as we're talking about that, Roger Nebelsack in this 23 car still hasn't pitted, Joe.
Still has not pitted.
Still has not pitted. He has lapped everyone except Keith Hughes, who got on by him and is going to try to unlap himself. So I would wager that when Nebelsack finally decides to pit here, that Keith's going to be quite a bit, is going to be a little bit ahead of him. But that 23 is going to have way fresher rubber.
I'm confused on the call. Stay out this long. I think we're back. We're back. Apologies, folks. Looks like we had some spikes here. Joe Twansky joined by Ricky Klett up here in the booth. JTN's coverage of the Maverick Cup Series from Milwaukee. Last of the leaders to pit. Roger Nebelsack has to be careful not to hit those barrels. Ricky, that was close.
That was very close.
Roger goes 50. I don't know if I like that call. And he overshot
Roger
his stall.
Missed his stall just a skosh too.
Now I really don't like the call.
19 Hauser coming down. I mean, I guess we'll see. He kind of just eked ahead just a little bit, Joe, and then pulled it back in. But, you know, those little tenths of seconds definitely means a lot. It's a 22. Ben Snyder actually gets into the back of the 04. Tom Musa caught him at a weird spot on track. They stay straight. They stay rolling. Musa just limping that car around. I don't know if he's got... It's saying fourth gear, Joe, but I also know that gear reading isn't always accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't surprise me if he's only in third gear. Tom Musa going around in turn one.
He blew it up.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Tom Musa, who is now officially parked it and is now out of the race. Mike Caro on pit road.
So Mike's made 2 stops in the time that Roger's made 1. I don't know. My chips are in the Keith Hughes basket right now, though, Ricky.
We'll see, because Roger... So, this is all starting to get kind of sorted, but Keith Hughes is about 16 seconds ahead of Roger Nebelsack, so... Let's see what this differential is, because now Nebelsack's got clean track, he can kind of do what he wants, he's got fresh rubber.
Yeah, well, that 13 car of Cruz is your 3rd place car, just went a lap down.
Problem is, Joe, 23 of Roger Nebelsack is actually running pretty even lap times with our leader, but he's 17 seconds back.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Yeah, so he's going to be I think he's going to be banking on Hughes' tires going away quicker, obviously, but I don't even know if that's going to be able to make up that differential without some help.
Folks, these are upcoming races presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. 1 week from tonight, June 27th, the Maverick Cup Series heads to Indianapolis. Coverage kicks off at 30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series takes a skip on over to the Chicagoland Speedway. Coverage 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And Sunday, July 2nd, debut of the Chicago Street Course in NR live right here on JTN as the Fast Renegade Cup Series takes to the streets of the Windy City. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. Only on JTN. That exclusivity that you get with us.
He's still hanging on to the lead here, so I guess it's just a matter of figuring out if you can make it to the end of this run, Joe, without any mess ups.
Allison, you did not, but I think we have our first caution of the night.
Oh yeah, look at that. Ben Snyder around in the front straightaway. Oh geez, Joe, that car almost flipped.
Uh-oh. Did you replay at home?
And Joe, it looks like Ben gets the outside wall coming off turn 4, and Tate Dorsey's right there. The car comes down the track. Dorsey makes contact. 22 hits the inside and outside wall. 6 hits him again. And actually flips the car on its side, and it lands on all 4s.
Wild ride for Benjamin Snyder.
So this kind of turns this race a little bit on its head.
A little
Because
bit.
now a little bit, because strategy, they're still gonna probably have to stop here, right? One more.
They'll have to stop one more time.
And basically everyone's coming down. The only other car that was a lap down to these guys was Cruz, and he is coming down. I think he's just gonna take the opportunity to get in those tires.
Well, he should get a lucky dog.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
See, the 19 and the 30 going to take the
good call
wave
by Cruz to
around.
come down and get tires. So the 13 will now be in the shuffle here, and he's been running, comparable lap times.
Mm-hmm.
His fastest has been comparable to our leaders. Keith Hughes is down. Roger Nebelsack is also down. So Roger, though, has had that whole leader race for him. So now he is right there with the 82 Keith Hughes. He has a completely new race, a completely new lease on life here. He's back in this thing.
How do you get a lease on life?
Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? Because a lease you're supposed to like give back like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah. Well, for a car, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you leased a car?
Have I leased a car? No, because I drive too many miles for that to even make any sense.
Why do you drive so much?
Work 60 miles from home.
What?
We've had this discussion before.
No, we
It's 50
haven't.
miles.
50 miles?
We've had this discussion a dozen times, Joe. It's 50 miles there, 50 miles back.
Oh my god.
Going an hour.
I would hope. You lose 2 hours of your life a day to driving.
Yes. Don't we all?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Coming back to green? Maybe? No?
I guess not.
Trying to get things sorted, I guess? I don't know. Yes, thanks for the first caution, Allison. Sean Dotson had said first that he was pulling for Tom Musa. Well, then Tom had his issues, so then he said, "Okay, well, let's go Roger." And also kind of lending some eyes on the strategy. He was staying out, looking for a caution to tighten up the track position. Then, unfortunately, it did not work out for him. I guess you can throw Hail Marys when the field's smaller like this, but I don't know. Sometimes track position and a prayer doesn't really work out anyways. Coming back to green. Keith Hughes with control. We're back underway here from Milwaukee. Lap 67 to 125. They battle side by side for the lead here through turns 1 and 2. Hughes, though, takes it off of the corner. He'll try to power on by down the back straightaway. Tate Dorsey, James Sykes side by side. Dorsey gets loose there on exit. Sykes will power on by on the outside. Here comes Roger Nebelsack with a big run off of turn number 4. He looks to the inside of Keith Hughes going down into turns 1 and 2, Ricky.
Nebelsack gonna get to the inside. Embrace the pass. Roger Nebelsack to the point here. I think it's our first lead change of the night, Joe.
It's our first green flag, or not, that's our first...
Green flag lead change, I should say.
Not even, because like the pit cycles technically count, but that's the first time someone's passed Keith Hughes on track tonight. For the lead. It's still a momentous occasion.
Monumentous.
Monument. I was gonna say monumental, but I don't know.
Monumentals. Monumentalments.
Yeah, Sean, I would have thought maybe he would have been a lap down too, but yeah. He got the caution he needed. Now he has the lead. That is Roger Nebelsack in that ski machine out in front of the field. So Ricky continues to stutter through long words. Ricky, what's your favorite word?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Not arborist?
That's a good one, too. Arbor Deus.
Arbor Deus. Interesting.
Neville second, a challenge again. Keith Hughes coming on the outside. Nebelsack hangs on to the lead for the moment. Nebelsack still hangs on to it. You see the third spot. Mike Carroll doing a good job of hanging with everyone.
That's
Was
not
that Blink
the
me,
third
Joe?
spot.
Or was that everyone?
I think that was you.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. That's not the third spot though. 13 is Samuel Cruz is currently in third, but at least yeah, but he's going down into turn 1 right now, so he's kind of in his own little zip code. Moment. Xavier Brown is 4th. Mike Carroll is 5th. 3 laps down. But he is battling James Sykes for that 5th spot as Sykes looks to the inside here off corner number 4. Will make the pass down the front stretch. James gets into the top 5.
Keith Hughes right there on the back bumper of that 23 car, looking around.
He's trying to put some pressure on him. I got a fan mail question here. What are our thoughts on the Fox coverage, and do we expect NBC to be better? As we got a battle for the lead.
NBC this, but
NBC will be different.
Inside here, see the 82 going to the outside. You see the 7 coming to the inside. 7's a lap down though, so you can't really do anything with them.
When you're a lapped car, do you give those leaders extra room, or do you want to race them?
Hey, you want to give them room, but you also want to hang on here, see if you can get your position back. 23 in the 82, still racing each other very close for position here.
Keith is starting to apply some pressure, too. He looks like he's a little bit quicker. Hauser gets out of the way of the leaders there in the 19. He come down a few laps ago. He'll be side by side with Sykes. As Hughes looks to the outside, Rogers just going to let him go. I don't know if I would have done that, Ricky.
Maybe let him on by, let him kind of wear his stuff out, trying to get ahead.
I don't know. Unless Rogers trying to stretch this fuel to the end, but he only made it 50 laps at the start. He went back green, lap 67. Rogers coming to pit lane.
Oh, no. Is there something up with that 23 car?
Oh, no. Unknown if this is a unscheduled pit stop or not. Roger Nebelset coming down pit lane. JDog88 says NASCAR in chat.
It is.
Yeah.
I think
Welcome
this is
in.
what this is. Race cars.
Well, this is the Maverick Cup Series. This is Maverick Night in America. This has been one of the tamer, knock on wood, Maverick Cup Series races we've ever had. And Rogers back out on track in the 23. Didn't lose a lap. Thank you. We appreciate you. This is better than real life. This is NR 2003. Maverick Cup Series. Maverick Night in America. Keith Hughes is your leader. He's dominated this race. He has put a butt kicking on the field here this evening. Never watching a real race again. Got a great back catalog of races. So there you go. You never have to watch a real race again. You can just watch us. Ricky, in theory, if folks at home they wanted to, they could make like their own little series for JTN broadcasts.
Yeah, yes, kinda.
I actually have a spreadsheet where I was watching old races, and I like kept points for the races that I watched. Like, you know, like I think I had like Dale Jarrett was like leading the points because he was in all the races that I watched compared to like some of the other guys. It was kind of cool. Well, the next few races we got coming up here on JTN, presented by our friends at Scheme Haven. 1 week from tonight, Maverick Cup Series, we head to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coverage kicking off 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads to Chicagoland on June 29th at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And July 2nd, first race in the month of July, the Fast Renegade Cup Series heads to the Chicago Street Course. Coverage of that one kicking off 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. Remember, you can subscribe and click the bell icon. You'll be notified anytime we go live. As always, can't thank everyone enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Got a good crowd here for the end of this race. As Keith Hughes tries to hold on to a victory after a dominant performance. Roger Nebelset has already made his final pit stop of the night. He sits in third, but here comes Keith Hughes trying to put him a lap down. Do we think something's wrong with the 23?
Maybe.
So Keith can probably go, Ricky, to about lap 115 if he really wants to stretch it. Really wants to stretch it. I don't think he does. I say he goes to lap 100, 105. Pits, makes that final pit stop and tries to use the good on the for Mr. Feelgoods. Right now, when you're the leader by almost a whole lap, you kind of afford yourself the ability to do whatever the heck you want, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ricky, what's your favorite paint scheme out there on track tonight?
I really like. I always like that 23 car.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Iconic. It's become synonymous with the Maverick Cup Series. I really like the number font that Keith has for his 82.
I do like it, yeah.
It's a good font. That's really all the paint scheme design on that car. Got orange wheels. He was the Daytona 500, I believe this is NR 2003 20th anniversary Daytona 500 champion. And the folks over at the ISRL hosted. Keith Hughes again looking to the inside of Roger Nebelsack, trying to put the 23 lap down here, Ricky.
I put that 23 lap down. The problem is we're really close in lap times at the moment, so it can't really get away from each other.
Does that worry you for when the 82 does pit?
Yeah, I don't know if I... Maybe?
I mean, just for the sake of the 23, I guess, because 23, I think the whole idea of pitting early like that is to try to gain some track position, and really hasn't. He was going to look to the outside down through turns 1 and 2. Makes a lunge, not able to do anything. He's working hard to try to put this car a lap down of Roger Nebelsack. And there he goes. He gets it done. Keith Hughes puts the third place car a lap down. So now only the 13 remains on the lead lap. With Hughes. There you see Cruz. He still has to make one more pit stop. So Nebelsack now a lap down, Ricky. Mike Carroll coming off the pit lane. He pit from 6th. With that story playing out, what are we looking for here with the 82?
I guess he's just got to kind of make it last here, Joe. Make it without stumbling up at all.
Can't wait to see that 43
Got an
back
entire
on
lap
track.
on everyone except the 13, and now he's got a lap on the 13.
13 on pit lane.
Yep.
So I allow Roger to get up into 2nd. Woo! Now if you're Keith, you pit. Now you pit.
Sitting around watching these guys go to put a clinic out there. Keith Hughes is right now, Joe, and he's coming down on pit road.
We'll watch him make this final stop of the night in the 82. As that, I'd like to remind you folks at home, make sure if you haven't already, click the like button and subscribe. Race 12 of the Maverick Cup Series season here, live on JTN. Click the bell icon. You'll be notified anytime we go live. You can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And Roger Nebelsack just flew on by. So maybe Roger did know what he was doing, Ricky. We're just a bunch of idiots.
Maybe. Can Roger make it to the end of the race? I guess.
Oh, yeah, he can.
You think he can?
He pit around
But
88.
you know what? I wonder... You know, Joe, I wonder then if this was a play by Roger just to get ahead of it. Maybe to short pit and see if he can get ahead of this 82 car.
I didn't think with the way the 82 was able to drive by him on the older tires. So Roger just did a spectacular job saving. I'm dumbfounded, honestly. I'm confused. I watch more of this than anyone. I don't know how it works. But Roger Nebelsack right now holds a almost 4-second lead that Keith Hughes is going to be trying to cut into as quickly as possible in this 82. With fresher tires by about 20 laps. He works to the inside of Xavier Brown. Trying to clear that 30 car. And Xavier not cutting him any slack. So I guess you lose about a lap and maybe a lap and a half when you pit.
I guess so.
So
The Keith Hughes trying to race Xavier Brown there to get on by him here. Only 21 laps to go here. Roger Nebelsack actually going to be coming off of turn 4 here. Take that 20 laps to go. We'll see what this 82 Keith Hughes can do. You see Ben Snyder really leaning on that 23 and Nebelsack, but Nebelsack gets on by. Now Keith Hughes is going to have to get on by the 22.
the rivalry of brewing there.
I don't know.
And Keith Hughes is cutting into this gap. Already got it down to about 2 seconds after, I don't know, 3 laps. So he cut off a second a lap. He's moving right now. Trying to catch back up to race leader Roger Nebelsack.
The 22 and the 35 get together a little bit, but Ben keeps it straight.
Keith Hughes is moving right now. I don't know if it's going to make a difference for Roger. 82 already creeping into the screen here. You hear the Jaws music playing yet, Ricky? Do you have it playing in your head?
Oh, what?
Da-da,
Da-da.
da-da, 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 da-da,
You see
da-da.
that?
Here comes Keith
right
Hughes.
there.
So Hughes is there. The battle for the race win here from Milwaukee between the 23 of Roger Nebelsack, the 82 of Keith Hughes. Head down to turns 3 and 4. Hughes going to try to use the outside line. 23 not handling well through the center, and Keith Hughes just goes on, tries to go on.
Not yet.
He thought he did.
Roger's got that inside, Joe.
And Keith is going to have it here through 1 and 2 as long as he doesn't slip up, and he's clear. Keith Hughes back to the lead. Well, it was worth a shot. You're Roger, right?
With the shot. So, now can Keith Hughes hang on here for the next 15 laps? And can he stay without any cautions coming about?
Now the rest of the field is praying for a caution, but you don't want to be the caution. I don't think anyone wants a caution. But they're praying for it? That doesn't make sense. No matter, Keith Hughes is your race leader. And for another win here in the Season 3 of the Maverick Cup Series. He's just pulling away too from Roger. My goodness. Xavier Brown here in the 30. Work. Oh, contact. Contact.
They keep it straight, though. 19 gets into the 30 there. We keep it going, so we stay green.
$11 to go. So Keith Hughes just trying to navigate a few final laps here from Milwaukee. Hey, Ricky, this is where you get a little tense behind the wheel in these closing moments, don't you?
Yeah, a little tense. Yeah, just a matter of clicking away the laps, hoping that you can make it to the end here. What Keith Hughes does not want to see is a caution.
Saw earlier in this race a couple cars with tire issues. Don't want those to rear their ugly head once again. Counting the flag laps to the white flag now. Well, you know. 6 to go.
He just needs to make it back. Keith Hughes does. He just really needs to hope that they're... Oh, we got a car over on its roof, Joe! Tate Dorsey in turn number 3! What?
Well, are we
What?
staying green?
Well, we said... What?
How did that car get on its roof?
It's racing the 22 there. Oh, the 22 lost a tire, Joe. Got into the 6 of Dorsey.
Look at this. Oh my goodness.
We're under caution. Oh my. 4 laps to go here. 5 laps to go, actually. And we are under caution.
Green white checker.
And Cruz is going to get the lucky dog again, but he's going to go to the end of the line. So I don't know if he's going to really have a dog in this race, but lucky dog in this race, I should say. But gives Roger Nebelsack one more shot. It's going to be one more crazy finish here, Joe.
One more. Here's Tate spinning like a top once again. All the leaders come down pit lane. Everyone's probably going to take 4 tires here. Yeah, racing indeed. Racing indeed. Ricky.
Joe.
I thought we were going to have a nice calm finish to this one. Goes to show you never know what's going to happen on Maverick Night in America. Keith Hughes very easily wins the race off pit road. Roger Nebelsack there in second. And 13 going to have to be at the end of the longest line because he's going to take the way around here. Or the lucky dog, rather. He thought says, surely I can clear him, right? I was incorrect. Thoughts out of the mind of the driver of the number 6 car. That's why JTN's better. You get the driver's reactions right there in live time in chat. So we'll be getting a green, white, checkered here. Keith Hughes will have control. Roger Nebelsack will be in second. Big advantage, though, for the leader here with these manual cautions, Ricky.
Yeah, big advantage with these manual cautions.
Why is that?
Because they can kind of dictate when this starts. They're not waiting on a green flag.
So if they want to call it 2 feet before the start-finish line, they can. If they want to call it right at the start-finish line, they can. A lot of tracks have a marked restart zone. Well, folks, buckle in. It's a 1v1 here for this race win. Samuel Cruz back on the lead lap in the 13, but he's at the end of the longest line. There you see that 13. Either way, we're in for a battle for the win here tonight. Keith Hughes with control here coming to the restart. Roger Nebelsack on the outside. Green flag. We're back underway. 2 laps to go from Milwaukee.
Roger's trying to stay with him here. He's got that nose to the outside. Got to throw it in deep here to turn number 2. He gets dead even with the 82. Keith Hughes. We'll see if he gets that run coming off the turn.
Keith Hughes powers back on by, though, off quarter number 2. Down the back straightaway. Nebelsack going to look low.
Bottom.
Here comes the 23. Going to make a charge to the inside into turns 3 and 4. Doesn't do a full send. Hughes keeps the lead on the outside. Coming off corner number 4 to the white flag. Keith Hughes, he'll be the first to take it. 1 lap to go here from Milwaukee.
Roger's really going to find something. Pull a rabbit out of its hat here. Hope Keith overdrives that turn a little bit. Keith Hughes getting right on that seam there between the two concrete and the asphalt strip.
Down the back straightaway, Hughes with a healthy lead. Just has to not make a mistake here through 3 and 4.
Coming through 3 and 4, Joe. I think Keith Hughes is going to put a cap on this absolute domination.
Keith Hughes off of turn number 4, survives the scare and wins at Milwaukee in the Maverick Cup Series Race 12 of Season 3. A dominant performance by driver 82. He takes home the checkered flag here tonight from the oldest racetrack in America, the Milwaukee Mile. Here comes Tate Dorsey to rain on his parade. Maybe not. Keith is going to just rain on Tate's parade, I guess. Anyways. He just brings it around. He'll burn it down for the fans at Milwaukee. So Keith Hughes, your race winner. We'll talk with him as well as the rest of our top 3 finishers here from Milwaukee. Again, folks, as always, like to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss a second of the action here on JTN. Also, click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. While we get results for you folks at home, let's go ahead and get a word with our friends from Auto Sim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because Auto Sim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. The results on your screens there at home. Again, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam. Let's go ahead and start down in victory lane with the driver of the number 82. He leads a race high 96 of 125 laps. Keith Hughes. Keith, you got a copy.
Got you loud and clear.
I know I drug you away from the crew chief that you're talking to down there, talking about how you guys kicked everyone's butt tonight and how it was dominant performance and you couldn't ask for much more than that, but a caution late in the race, that's got to make your heart rate sink.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I didn't want. And I was getting ready to go to turn 1, and I saw Ben blow a tire and just came up the track and killed Tate, which I like seeing that. That was fun. I didn't want to see the caution, but I like seeing Tate get flipped. That's a good way to finish a race. And then that have all coming in to get 4 tires. It was just going to be who could get a restart. And Roger did a good job on the outside of turn 1, got a good run down the backstretch. And I just had enough out of 3 to get off the corner there to gap him into 1. And I think that's what got him. It's just that little hiccup in turn 3.
He has that little hiccup there at the end, but also made an interesting strategy call there in the second half of the race. Pit well before you did. And then you make, driving like your hair is on fire there to go back and pass him before that last caution came out. When the strategies are different between you and the guy that's the closest to you that you're running with, how do you manage to keep yourself calm and convince yourself even before you get the result that you're on the right call and you're making the right move?
Well, after I saw him take 50 laps on that first run, I was like, he's going to try to take it and do 2 tires and a can. It was going to be my guess that he's going to take it all at the end. So I let him go around me so I could just save like he was. I'm not going to get beat again on fuel strategy like I did a couple weeks ago at Dover or wherever. I think that's where it was. So I was like, I'm just going to follow your strategy. And then he pit, and I was like, okay, that's interesting because he's going to run out of tire, and I can go hard now after he pit. And then I took it to lap 25, which was about half the run. That way I could go hard again to get that speed difference. and I had that whole 25 laps to use those tires to catch him. I don't know if he took 4 or 2 tires. He was way out in front. If he took 4, he had a great pit stop. I'm not sure what he did, and I'm not sure how he made those left sides last that long, because mine were as worn as my right front, and so he was very good at tire management, whatever he was doing.
Well, at the end of the day, though, Keith, you're the best guy out there on track again. Race high, 96 laps led. A victory here tonight from Milwaukee. Before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. Now you got some people to diss, but also some people to thank. So the floor is yours. You know what to do.
I'm not even going to mention Tate. He's not worth mentioning. But I want to thank Mountain Ops being on board. Mondays of Thunder. I thank my wife. She helped me carry in my new wheel tonight. This is the first race with it, so that's a good way to break it in. Last night with my old wheel, I won at Mondays of Thunder. I took out Chad on the last lap, because we can do that at SummerSlam. So if anybody wants to join Mondays of Thunder SummerSlam, he tried to pass me on the last lap, and I put him in the wall. Won the race. That was fun. So shout out to Chad. He won at Maverick once a couple weeks ago. So hope he's watching. Hope he's recovering from that loss. Had a great time. Enjoyed it. Just thank y'all for putting on a good show, and I'll make sure I'll like the stream now, because I forgot to do that when the race started.
We appreciate it. What wheel did you get? What'd you get?
The Thrustmaster 248.
Ooh, fancy.
Yep, I like it, and I got a shifter too, but I didn't use it tonight. I'm not confident with it, so I went back to paddles. I thought about doing the shifter, but I was like, I don't want to lose because of shifting.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got to practice with that.
Well, Keith, you win here tonight again. Congratulations on the dub. As always, a pleasure talking with you, and can't thank you enough for your time.
All right, thank y'all. We'll see you next week at Indy.
Keith Hughes, driving the number 82, your race winner here tonight from Milwaukee. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 23 ski machine, Roger Nebelsack. Roger, you got a copy?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, okay, strategy calls. You make two very different calls there. First half of the race, you go 50, you go the distance longer than anyone else. Second half of the race, you short pit Keith. It's a two-part question, but kind of why did you go away from that first strategy call to the short pit call there in the second half?
Well, I was planning on going 60 laps on tires, because I went 51 on that first one. So my cover kind of got blown after the pit stop, and then I was near him, and he could see what I was doing. I was like, well, now what do I do? So Tom and I were talking, and he said, why don't you try a short pit and don't take any tires? All right, let's give that a try. So we gave it a try, and I was like, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, it was second, so it's fine. I know. I'm sorry. I sound really enthusiastic.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm kind of in a.
It was a long race tonight. I feel like for you guys out there, right? A lot of long green flag runs. Milwaukee's one of these tough tracks where you just these corners. They're so tough. Kind of. What was that mental toll like tonight?
Oh, it was definitely rough. I was definitely in willpower mode like most of the night because the gearing.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't comfortable with the gearing, and I had to make sure I kept my hand off the shifter, because he dropped it in the third, because the third gear was so high you'd spin and blow it right away. So I wasn't crazy comfortable with that, because I always felt like I was running too low RPM in the corner, and bogging the engine down a little bit coming off the corner. So that was rough. And then it was kind of like the IndyCar races. Like had some grip in the groove, but you got outside and you pushed it a little bit too much, and you were just sliding. So, there wasn't anybody I wanted to jump out and double birdie, but I
no Scott Dixon's. No Scott Dixon's.
No Scott Dixon's tonight. So, but it was just kind of one of those races. Just take the points and go on in 2 weeks, because I'll unfortunately have to miss next week.
What?
Yeah, work.
You get to miss your favorite.
I know. I am not happy about that, but whatever.
Well,
I mean, I probably what would happen is that, like Dover last week, I'd like pit, do well, and then lose the gear.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be my luck. So I'll just take it and go on the next one. So if I lose the gear, I won't care.
Fair enough.
I know.
Fair enough. But Roger, Still a stellar run here tonight. You lead second most laps, 28 of the 125. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. As always, a lot of great partners for you in this 23 team. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
Thanks, Joe. Props to whoever cooked me that cheeseburger out in the infield, man. That was freaking delicious. That's why I didn't get in the car right away. I was coming back pushing a burger down my throat. But hey, I had a can of ski to wash it down, so that was good. Thanks to Tom for helping out. Even unfortunately, he had a short night. Keith, great run, man. It was fun, playing strategy with you. I even said to Tom at one point, I said, this is a really interesting game of chess right now. So that was cool there. It may not look like it on TV, but it was kind of fun. Samuel, hey, good run, man. Glad to see you come home third. We had a couple new guys tonight. They ran pretty well too. So props to them. Thanks to the wife for letting me do this. Thanks to you guys for putting on these shows and making us look a lot better than we really are. And, like I said, Ski, who else is on that car? I don't even remember anymore. Excuse me.
Good burger.
Yeah, no. Talk about going, wrong pipe, but still a good burger. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. At least all I can remember, and I won't take up any more time. So we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Roger, as always, pleasure talking with you. Congratulations on the second place run. Enjoy our off weeks here on Tuesdays in July. And as always, can't thank you enough for your time.
You're welcome. I'll see you guys soon.
Roger Nebelsack, driver, the number 23, your second place finisher here tonight from Milwaukee. Let's go ahead and finally bring in our third place finisher, driver, the number 13, Samuel Cruz. Samuel, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you? Podium finish here tonight from Milwaukee. I know an up and down night, but enough speed to get the podium here tonight. How's that feel?
Yep, pretty good. I got pretty lucky with that first caution, Everything worked out nice, but podium was always welcome. It was on the lead lap this time, too, so even better.
Obviously, it was it was a weird night, right? A lot long green flag runs tonight that we haven't seen as regular as I think a lot of the guys down there in the garage area would like. How challenging is that at a track like Milwaukee that's just so intense on not only your physical state but your mental state?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty tough. The saving is probably the biggest thing, try to run fast enough that you're not too slow, but also don't I had a right front problem, so just trying to manage that, and then I just approach it, Sunday drive type thing, just wide open roads, just cruise, and try not to make mistakes by getting in a groove. So yeah.
Fair enough. And obviously, caution comes out there at the end, get you back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. Were you kind of in a position like, hey, I'm not going to try to run up through here, I'm not going to rough anyone up, I'm going to just sit back, relax, and hope something happens in front? Or did you crew chief maybe come over the radio and tell you to take it easy? Or did you just not want to get up there in the eye of the storm with everyone trying to make up a position or two here at the end?
I definitely, if I had a better opportunity, I probably would have sent it a little harder, but, I wasn't going to try to make something that didn't exist. So, just try not to wreck anyone, just try to get to it as cleanly as possible. And if something happened in front of me, then cool, but not going to complain or try to bail myself out of a third. So I just made sure to cross the line.
There we go. Hey, those are the right answers, Samuel. Again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. I know you got some partners on this car. Floor is yours. Sponsors, family, friends. Floor is yours.
Okay, so far, as on the car, Santa Fe Brewing and Red Bull, and just thanks to everyone over at Mott. And I realized at some point during the race in a green flag road that my other car had Milwaukee on the hood. And I really missed an opportunity to run that car tonight, but I ran this one instead, so oh well. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, Samuel, again, congratulations on the podium finish. Pleasure talking with you, and good luck next week. Are we seeing this 13 at Indy, or is that the plan?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck next week at Indy. Let's get another podium down there at IMS.
Sounds like a plan.
Samuel Cruz, driving number 13, your third place finisher here tonight. Well, Ricky, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Milwaukee. A different race tonight. Long green flag runs, but these drivers did a really good job of navigating what is a very tough track.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job here tonight, Joe, navigating that. And, definitely you saw it. Keith Hughes absolutely spanked the field here and definitely tamed the track tonight. And that was a lot of fun to watch. I hope everyone at home had fun as well as you and I did, Joe, I would say.
I would say so too, Ricky. And folks, if you did have fun, you got to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a second of the action here on JTN. Also, make sure if you haven't already, click like. Again, that does so much to help support us here. Helps get this video out into the algorithm for folks. And again, we cannot thank you enough for your support. You can follow us at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Maverick Cup Series, you can find them on Facebook if you want to get involved. We also have their league group. It's linked down in the video description below. With all that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trial. Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the ride and a wreckage behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for third.
Contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy